Lords of the Fallen is a challenging Souls-like game from developer Hexworks and published by CI Games. Here at Prima Games, we're working hard to provide you with guides for everything you need to be successful in Lords of the Fallen. After defeating Gentle Gavris, Mistress of Hounds, it turns out you're really not that far away from the next major boss fight at all. After leaving the boss area descending down a ladder, you'll find yourself heading through a narrow passage right to the next vestige to activate. With the boss you're about to take on, trust me, you'll be glad this is just around the corner. Make sure you rest up and spend any spare vigor on leveling up or on weapon upgrades if you have the materials for Gerland. Now you're ready to take on the Congregator of Flesh boss. From the vestige, head around the corner and stop just before you enter the clearing. Here you'll see 3 outlines of the companions you can summon to bring in with you. The smallest figure is Pieta, and I would highly recommend you to choose her as your summon. Not only is it cool that you get to use a previous boss as an ally, but she also kicks some serious butt and can heal both herself and you if you're in her spell's area of effect. Once you've chosen to summon Pieta, continue along the path across the wooden plank. It'll break and you'll tumble down to face one hell of an ugly mug. The Congregator of Flesh is a big old boss. It's important to never underestimate his range. He's got one particularly long arm that he can use to catch you out when you're at a distance. If you keep an eye on the arm and can avoid it, it also opens up an excellent opportunity. Typically, when the Congregator slams his hand down, he'll leave it sitting around for a second or two. Run in and give his fingers hell to get some easy damage. Many of the large bosses like the Congregator and other Souls-likes are susceptible to being attacked from behind. While you can get some good damage done by circling around behind him, he does have an answer for it. Quite often, the Congregator will either flop backwards to squish you or jump in the air and slam down. If the Congregator manages to take you out and you enter the Umbral Realm, the first thing you should do is whip out your Umbral Lantern and absorb the little Umbral entity, providing him a buff. It won't take long to beat the Congregator down to around half his HP. This is where he becomes most dangerous though. When you see him butt slam now, be wary of running into attack. He will let out some very potent full-bodied toxic fumes that will tick up your poison meter very quickly. If you bring in a summon like Pieta, she'll survive most of the fight and will draw the bulk of the aggro. Use this to your advantage to not overcommit and to wait for openings to get a few strikes in. Be aware that the Congregator does have a charging attack that can see him speed from one side of the room to another, so don't let your guard down while you're backing off to find an opening. As long as you're careful, pick your chances, and take advantage of swinging at his hand, you'll be able to get the job finished off. With the Congregator down, you'll get a Vestige Seed, 8 Umbral Scurrying, and access to buy new weapons, gear, and spells from Molu back in Skyrest. Make sure to subscribe to Prima Games for our continued coverage on Lords of the Fallen. And if you have your own strategies for beating the bosses, let us know in the comments.